Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Destiny and I am a visual artist, but better yet, interdisciplinary artist. I'm thinking about painting over these two over here. This is very old, so it's really no point. Like, I know like we're not supposed to like get rid of old work, but then like who made that rule up? Like, I don't like it. So I'm gonna paint over it and make something better. I like to add some water to dilute it because this is just a wash. This one came out so much better. Like, I don't know what I was doing in the other one. I believe this is like a burnt sienna, but like I don't have burnt sienna, or at least I ran out. So now I need to clean that down. So now I'm just kind of winging it and like making my own, because why not? I started to get into doing these studies because I have a problem with starting a project. Like, I have to know exactly what I'm gonna. I don't see it as a problem, actually. Let me take that back. But if we're trying to be productive and actually, this one came out horrible. If we're trying to be productive and actually make work, you have to just start it. I have a problem with being a perfectionist, which causes me to not get started on stuff that I should be doing. So in order to combat that, I just decided to do these little studies, which I don't usually do. Well, actually, that's a lie. I have done it before, but I kind of just like to get into the actual project, like work on the actual canvas. And so this time, before I started to do that, I wanted to sort of test myself and like experiment. And that's one thing I can say I do. I do like to experiment, because how could you learn if you don't try new things? You know what I'm saying? And not like new as in like you have to try things you don't like, but like trying things that you want to try to do but you never did before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I say you know what I'm saying one more time. Oh, this is more of a round brush, and I feel like I cut it just because it looks very weird. I probably definitely cut this, yeah. Just swirl it around, and this is a sort of technique that I've used in my previous works of art, where I'm just diluting the paint and then swirling it around. Like, I'm not really being too neat. I do this because I feel like in a way it creates some sort of texture, even though I'm not adding like any 3D texture to it. It's just a painting. It's still creating it's a flat paint. It's a flat painting, but it still creates some sort of texture, because that's one element that do I like that? That's one element that I like in my work, like making things look different. Like, I don't want everything to just be one plain color, like how this one is. I mean, I did that on purpose, but I sort of like to just make everything muddy in a way on my palette. When I make like the colors look muddy on the palette, like it looks more cohesive when I'm painting. Like, you know what I mean? I don't have to do too much thinking on like what colors are gonna work well together. So I'm doing these here to like sort of inspire, or like see what techniques that I want to use that I used before. Or not even techniques, but like, I don't know, to be more organic. I kind of just do it messily. Like, I don't try to go in with the details first. I go in with the broad areas, which is what we learn in art school. Start off broad and then, you know, work your way to the details, which it does make sense. I just used to work with the details first because I'm type A. I want to see it. I have to like when you have to like actually make corrections, you're gonna paint over all the details that you did. And now it's like, well, what was that for? Like, I feel like I'm doing this for the first time. And it's crazy because I know that I can paint, but at the same time, I always get nervous when I do a painting, because I'm like, do I remember how to paint? Okay, do the other. Oh, that's still too dark. So this doesn't. It's not gonna look exactly like the person in the picture. Not because I don't know how to make it look like the person in the picture, but because I don't care to. Like, when I like look at a reference photo, it's just that a reference. It doesn't have to look exactly like the person. And also, when I'm actually making like not real piece of art, but when I'm doing something for real, I like to mix images, because you shouldn't just use one photo to make a work of art or a portrait, you know, because you're mimicking someone's features. And like, granted, like, you're gonna make a painting that does look like someone that somebody knows, but that's not your intention. So my intention is not to copy what somebody actually looks like, unless that's what I'm trying to do, but to just use their face as a reference so that I don't end up painting something that looks creepy. I got this really old palette, like, it's called Mongio. It's very old, like very beat up. This is my black, by the way. This is how it looks, very small. And I don't think I have another one. Wait, is this black? No, that's gray. So I put these here because I just had a revelation. And this painting here actually connects to a lot of my other work. I was initially going to have like on muslin, which is like a fabric, a sheer fabric kind of, a portrait on muslin and sew it in the center of this painting because I like working with fabric. And this is just a placeholder so I can see how it looks. This shape here represents a work of art that I did in the past where it was a woman holding a shovel. This whole painting references like other pieces that I've done. So this is the shovel that the person was holding. And then this road here represents a zine that I did, but also paintings, a series of paintings that had like a body of water. And this isn't necessarily water, it could be like a road, but the point is it's a path, which I've done in my previous works. Same color palette in a way, sort of similar. This shape here represents another painting that I've done where it was an arc, like it was a top, like a woman in the center or a person in the center, and in the back was like this pink arch. So that's what this is sort of referring to. And then this shape here is a shape that I've always done in my work. It sort of is like a halo. It represents a halo or symbolizes a halo. So I always have a figure in my work. I've been doing large full body figures, but also I love like portraits of a face or a bust up. So that is why this would be in the center here, because this is sort of like the subject. This is a part of the subject. Like without the figure or like without the portrait, it would lack content. But there's a meaning behind it because my work is continuous, and so I'm trying to create this story, or not trying to add on to the story. So basically that is why I put this in the center. This is not going to be the actual like portrait in the center, but because I did a portrait, I wanted to see how it looks. So yeah, see, in the beginning I said that I was doing the studies, which is like these like little things on paper, which I normally don't do, so I can experiment and find something that I liked in my work. Like, you know, find something different or find a path that was going to like prompt me to make more or like go in a whirlwind of ideas and stuff. And I ended up doing that because now I see what it would look like if I put the portrait in the center here. And also, I just realized that these connected. Like I probably did do that intentionally the last time, but it's sort of like subconscious. This here, I don't know. I feel like I accomplished something. Like now I know.